There are three foundational ways to make money as a speaker, and most speakers are only using one of them. This is not just a money problem, it's an actual lifestyle problem. In this video, I'll break down all three revenue streams, including how I used speaking to grow my business to 7 figures in 14 months by adding one of these new streams. Let's go. Here's a quick overview of what I'll be covering in this video. Obviously, the 3 ways to make money, why the most obvious model is the hardest to maintain, how speaking can be a front door to revenue that continues long after you get off the stage, and at the end, I'll share the overall model that I implemented that I wish I'd known about way sooner. Speaking is an incredible career, it's an incredible vocation. And it's very fulfilling, and you can make a big impact, and it can also be terrifying. Not just because you're getting on stage and that's kind of scary, but more because your revenues can be up and down like a roller coaster if you're following the traditional speaker model, which is basically get paid to get up on a stage and speak, get off the stage, rinse, repeat. Many speakers are living gig to gig. They're constantly hustling to land the next opportunity. They're starting from zero every month and one slow quarter away from panic. Like I said, that's not just a money problem. The problem with that is then you show up on sales calls with that desperate energy. You might even show up on stage with that desperate energy. The model you choose as a speaker not only determines how much you make, but also the quality of your life and your emotional state when you make it. There are speaker models that create a tremendous amount of stability, and then there are speaker models that create the roller coaster. The difference comes down, in my opinion, to one thing: whether the speaking itself is the product or the speaking is the doorway to the actual product. When speaking is the front end and driving programs on the back end, then speaking becomes the engine that drives more stability, more scalability, and ultimately even more impact. And what happens, the outcome of that is you gain some breathing room, you gain predictability, you're able to invest in ongoing support. You can be more selective about where and for whom you speak and who you serve. You just show up different. When I started this business 18 years ago, I just wanted to get on stages. I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to get in front of rooms. And I spent a lot of years hustling. Long story short, I burned out about 7.5 years into that business. When I finally figured out how to create back-end offers to take clients deeper, to take their audiences deeper on the backside of sales, everything shifted, and it honestly shifted really, really fast. If you want to know more about that, I'm not going to get into it here, but you can check out my video on my story where I walk you through my entire sort of soup to nuts journey of building the model that I have today. And by the way, I'm not the only one. I happen to be lucky enough to have been inducted as a member into the $1 Million Speakers Group and served as their chair a few years ago. And this is what I saw around the entire room. These were speakers at the National Speakers Association who'd hit $1 million or more, and almost every one of them, save for a small handful, had built some sort of back end onto their speaker business. They weren't making their money primarily from speaking. They were making it from the things they were selling after the speeches: consulting, training, courses, products, books, you name it. So model number one, revenue stream number one, is the obvious one that I've already kind of laid out for you, is the hardest to make work. It's the get paid to speak model, where you're constantly hustling and you're landing business, getting paid by the client to come in and deliver a speech and or maybe a breakout session or facilitate some sort of other one-off thing. I find this the hardest to build because so often with these types of gigs, the client isn't going to hire you year after year after year because they want fresh content on the stage. They want new people. They want a different headliner. It's also the model that most aligns for a famous person, somebody that already has a following, that already has an audience. It's much harder to build for someone who doesn't have that yet. And if that's your idea, and if you really, really want to focus on that kind of business, then I highly recommend watching some of my videos on how to build your personal brand and how to become a thought leader, because that is what really creates that inbound demand for you as that kind of speaker. The second model, and the one that I tried next after trying the first model, is to build your own events, create your own stage. Stop waiting for people to hire you and put you on a stage, but rather create your own stage. That's what I did when I founded the Women's Success Summit in 2010. That gave me not only a new way to make money as a speaker through ticket sales and sponsorships, it also gave me more visibility. People started seeing me out there more on social media. They'd see pictures of me posted on a stage. Maybe they knew, maybe they didn't, that it was my own event. Either way, it created some demand for my regular speaking as well. So just adding that second revenue stream made a big difference to the first revenue stream. But the last piece, and the one that makes this whole model really come together, is what people call a speak to sell model. A speak to sell model means that the speech is the beginning of the opportunity and it opens the door for products and services on the back end. Now, speak to sell when you're on a stage getting paid to speak is a very different thing than speak to sell at your own event. So let's talk about each one. If you're building a traditional speaker model and you still want to get paid to speak like I do, then you don't want to annoy or offend your clients who are paying you by making pitches from the stage. So you have to do it in a more subtle way and you have to get permission for it, or else you'll definitely never be asked back. So the way that looks, for example, is if you're speaking in front of an audience that has people in the room that could be potential clients for your back-end programs, whether that's a retreat like what I do, or coaching, or courses, online programs, you'll want to, number one, of course, ask for permission. Let the producer of the event, the meeting planner, know, ask to make sure that it's okay with them. So in order to do that in a subtle way that doesn't offend anyone is to give away something of value for free and start moving them into your ecosystem. Once you get their email, then you can follow up, deliver the free thing, and then offer the next thing. This is how I actually filled all of my first retreats, those first few years. All I had was my speaking business and my events. So I filled all of my programs from speaking and my events. Later, I added YouTube like this. And then when you're doing your own events, one thing I did though also was that I wasn't making good enough or big enough offers at my own events. So that's an important thing. If you're going to do your own events, then you'll want to figure out how to master the art of making an offer from the stage. And I probably have a video on that, but if I don't, I will come out with one soon. I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that it helps you grow and build your speaking business. If you're looking for support in doing that, let's connect. You can find me at superstaractivator.com/go.